you write with considerable objectivity about a very emotionally charged period in Cyprus's history. It was a pivotal point where we're still feeling the after effects from both sides, and it wasn't an easy task. So much credit to you. How did you manage to stay unbiased?
Well, I lived after leaving Cyprus. I lived for more than half a century in other countries, and interacted with people from different cultures who were very emotional about their particular history and their particular cultural heritage. And as a result, it became easier for me to develop a sense of balance, because everyone thought that thinks that his history and his culture is the ultimate, the best. So I think that helped, the fact that I did not stay here or stay in one particular country. So I try to be impartial and fair in writing the book. I may have felt more sympathy for one side or the other, but as Aristotle said, I love Plato, but I love truth more. So even though, obviously, being Greek background, I felt more sympathetic perhaps to the Greek side. But on the other hand, one has to be fair and one has to be truthful. And that's what I try to do. A stranger in Kyrenia. This repatriation took place by sea only 5 years after World War II. When airplane flights were still few and expensive, television was making its first restricted appearance in the US, and cars were few and far between on Cyprus, most of whose roads, with the exception of those connecting the island cities, were unpaved. Even the asphalt roads were narrow and winding, and so on. 11 out of 10 at the time, my first impression of Kyrenia and Cyprus more generally was that this was an alien environment. It was as if we had passed through a combined space-time warp and landed on foreign terrain, and several decades into the past. In a very real sense, my first few days there, I felt very much a stranger in Kyrenia.
Did you feel you enjoyed the new experience there?
Not at the beginning,
No.
but then gradually I came to appreciate the different culture and the more family-oriented society, which was Cyprus at that time.
Was it something like a cultural shock from part of
Oh yeah, the cultural shock, yes, because as I mentioned in the book, in the United States, we were living in an apartment and knew no one else in the building except the superintendent. And of course everything had to be locked because we were afraid of thieves and so on. Whereas Cyprus, everything was open. It's not like Cyprus today. It was a very peaceful and law-abiding society in those days.
And you moved from a city to a very...
to a small town, 3,000, yes, that's right, because New York to Kyrenia. In those days, Kyrenia was only populated by a population of 3,000.